more than likely this story is going to be all over, everywhere. This is going to go viral, but I'm real proud because I felt that it was a good day where finally we was on code and finally we was no nonsense. We wasn't talking. We was about that action. So I had to do a video because I wanted to talk about it because, man, just when you think there's no hope for black people, this was this was one of the greatest comeback moments for us as far as recent history go because we wasn't looking too good and looking too favorable. And in case you guys don't know, I think this happened either Saturday or sometimes Sunday morning. I think it happened Saturday afternoon, but this story is gonna go viral by today's end. Everybody's gonna be talking about it. But in case you guys don't know, there was an incident that happened at Riverfront Park in Montgomery, Alabama. Basically, to make a long story short, a black man was attacked for basically trying to do his job. Now, of course, the local media portrayed it as just a fight broken out. But due to the fact that the perpetrators and the people that incited, the incident happened to be, part of the mayonnaise nation, then they want to talk about people. Had the black people had jumped on a white dude, they wouldn't have hesitated to let people know that the perpetrators were black. And then you would have had this whole talk on the internet about black people are thugs, they behave like savages. But then you finally saw who the real savages was. To make a long story short, there was a boat that was trying to dock. And basically, it was sort of like a little ship, like a little tour bus, and basically it was trying to dock and it had passengers on there. And basically you had these Caucasian dudes who were blocking them and keeping them from docking the boat. And the security guard went over there and asked them to move. So they refused to move. And basically he got a little more aggressive when he asked them to move. But of course, because they felt that they were white, and how dare this black man, and yeah, I'm making it about race because that's what it was. They felt like, hey, who is this black dude to tell us to move our boat? So instead of them just moving their boat, they went over there and one of the dudes swung on the dude. So then the black dude was defending himself, and then like 4 or 5 other people came over there and basically tried to jump that dude for basically doing his job. So then basically everybody, saw what was happening with the black dude, and this basically a whole bunch of black people just came and start whooping on them as they supposed to. You had one brother, he jumped in the water and started swimming over there. And I'm talking about it was on. And then, of course, I'm talking about everybody got involved. You saw the sisters fighting. They was beating up the white women. You saw the brothers stretching a lot of them dudes. It was some brother in a white shirt. He was like, he looked like he was an OG. He looked like he had to be in his 50s, but he was getting down. He was getting down. So, of course, it was another brother. Unfortunately, he ended up being put in handcuffs because he started hitting people with like plastic chairs. But the mayor saw the footage, and the dudes that started and incited everything, they got arrested allegedly. So now you have a whole bunch of lawyers saying that they want to get involved, that they're going to offer their services pro bono, which means free of charge. If anybody has any information, if I can help, if anybody that was there when the situation happened, if you want to come on here and explain what you saw and give a little more intel on what happened, you are free to contact me. But like I said before, I'm glad we got active. I'm glad nobody wasn't sitting there talking and, oh man, we shouldn't act like this. Well, what about them? What about that terminology? We act like thugs. Oh yeah, Chase. I was man, bro. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. That's what you call being on code. That was ultimate me. And if I was there, I would have been whooping ass too. I would have been stretching people. I'm glad some of them got beat. I'm glad some of them got hands put on them. Some of them got through in the water. I saw some sisters beating up some of them, beating up some white women, beating them down, throwing. I'm glad some of them got through in the water. But of course, the police, they came over there trying to rough up the brothers until people said, hey, the white people started it and we got it on video. Oh yeah, with the chair. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, he if anybody could get some information, like I said, if anybody got any information, I'm willing to help. Let me know because let's take care of these people because they stood in unison and they basically helped that brother. Man, that was like, man, just when I didn't think it was no hope. And I'm glad the Breakfast Club, I'm glad DJ Envy, and I'm glad Charlemagne and Claudia Jordan, who I'm not very fond of, I'm glad that they didn't try to sugarcoat this and say, well, they should have just. Nah, hell nah. It ain't no way. It ain't no way that I would have been there and let that brother get jumped on like that. Because I told you what happened. I told you what happened when I was at the airport when I saw this white dude like picking on this black lady. Yeah, I got involved. Had to. Finna let me, man, I wasn't finna let that dude bother her. So, at the end of the day, I'm glad them people stood up and I'm glad they was on code because that was a good moment for us. That was a real good look to see us standing in unison fighting against that BS. They had no business putting their hands on that brother. All they had to do is just move their damn boat. But because they felt like, hey, I'm white, can't nobody tell me nothing. I'm privileged. I have the right to do whatever I want to do. They decided to take matters into their own hands by trying to go over there and jump that brother, and they got hands put on them. Man, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I'm keeping it 100, man. Damn near a tear came out of my eyes seeing that. Nah, I'm glad, Chase, that we took matters into our own hands. Forget waiting for the police to show up. But in typical fashion, of course, the police, started arresting the brothers and the sisters, of course, when basically all they was doing was defending a black man who was basically just doing his damn job. Yeah, y'all been listening to too much. Yeah, some of y'all white folks been listening to too much of that. Try that in a small town. Well, Montgomery, Alabama is a small town, and y'all got that work. Them white folks got that work. Yeah, yeah. Hey, we tried it in a small town, and y'all white folks got that work. Yes, it does show me that it's they got that. Hey, them white people got they got that work. Hey, them brothers and sisters was giving them white people that giving them that work. They was like, hell nah, not today. Hey, and you know what I liked about it, Chase? They didn't even hesitate. You just saw one brother come down there. He was like, hey, So, like I said before, I'm gonna try to find out what's going on. Yeah, shout out to our people in Alabama. Like I said, anybody that was there when that happened, if you filmed anything, if you want to come on my platform, you go right ahead. Yeah, I loved every minute of it. Them white people we gave them that work, Chase. They got, hey, hey, them white people was getting blenders. They was getting Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeyes, Pioneers chicken, they was getting two-pieced up. They was getting hit with the bowls. They was getting that work. So yeah, man, I was real happy to see that. I'm definitely gonna be talking about that like later on today when I come home from work. Yeah, the chair thing, Damien, was pretty funny. Hey, I'm in California, man. I mean, it's hit or miss. Some people might get active, some people might not. I would have, yeah, I think this is a learning curve, and I think this is something that should be shown to people. Like, them people wasn't worried about getting arrested. They didn't care about going to jail. They saw a brother in need, and they sat up there and helped him. And I'm glad. One thing I will say, like I said, salute to the Breakfast Club for not trying to downplay what was clearly going on. It was a black man getting jumped for doing his damn job. And like I said before, I'm glad that Claudia Jordan and Charlemagne and DJ Envy didn't try to make no excuse to say, oh, well, it wasn't necessary. It had to be done. Message got to be, listen, man, on the real, messages got to be sent. Because I think a lot of them was getting too comfortable. And they just thought that they was gonna be able to jump on that dude and just think it was gonna be all fine and dandy, and they ended up getting the two-piece combo, and they got arrested, and they should go to jail where they belong because they incited a riot and they attacked the dude that was on duty. He was working, he was doing his job. All they had to do is just move their damn boat, but because they felt like they had the authority and they privileged and can't nobody tell them nothing, they decided that they wanted to go there and try to fight the dude. And then, of course, when they got their ass whooped, they was sitting up there trying to play victim, like, why did this happen? But I just want to see how mainstream media is gonna play this. See, they don't want to put the fact that some white guys incited basically a small riot because they were the perpetrators and they started everything and they gaslighted everything. They had no business putting their hands on that black man whatsoever. All they had to do is just move the damn boat. So the other boat can dock. So it can unload the passengers and get ready for the next group of passengers. And that's all they had to do. They holding up, they holding up people that's trying to get off the boat and trying to get home or go somewhere else. And all they had to do is just move their damn boat. But then they felt that they was privileged. They felt that they could do what they want. They felt that couldn't nobody tell them nothing. So this is a clear case of when white privilege goes terribly wrong. So like I said, stop letting these songs get you all motivated and amped up, thinking that some of us or a lot of us ain't gonna do nothing. Well, something got did, and I think this should be a clear message on what we need to do. Because like I said before, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. If anybody get any information, I'm willing to help. I will send money to help pay for these lawyers if these people need lawyers, because to me, they shouldn't go to jail. The only people that should be going to jail is those, you know what I'm saying, is those saltines that started the whole thing. Those Ritz, they should go to jail. They should be charged. They should be charged with assault. They should be charged with disturbing the peace. They should be charged with inciting a riot. And they should be all felonies. That's real talk. Yeah, I heard about Stephen A. Smith. I heard about Stephen A. Smith in this whole basketball camp thing. See, here's the thing with Stephen A. Smith. And I'm going to say this right quick, and then I'm going to get back on topic. Here's the thing with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith loved pocket watching other people talking about, well, this dude is making this amount of money. This dude is making that amount of money. And no team should take a risk on Kyrie Irving or certain other people, and was talking about Kwame Brown. But then he don't want people watching his pockets. And he's sitting up saying he's not collecting a fee, which I don't believe. And I'm trying to figure out, what can Stephen A. Smith do? What can he teach as far as basketball go? And from what I heard, it's a minimum of 2 grand, and it could go all the way up to 6 grand, depending on what you're requiring, what type of amenities and perks come with whatever you paying for to be in this camp. So, with that being said, Stephen A. Smith, he just getting a dose of his own medicine. Because, like I said, this dude always pocket watching everybody else. So now, the people pocket watching him, now all of a sudden he want to sit up there and cop a plea. He want to sit up there and snap at people and all this kind of stuff. I may talk about that later on. I may do a quick video about it, because at the end of the day, I don't really want to spend that much time talking about Stephen A. Smith. He is who he is. So now, like I said, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun now, right? So now he got an issue with people watching his pockets. Go figure. But yeah, man, on the real, if anybody have any information, y'all know where to send it. Y'all can, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can, you know, just basically attach it to any of these videos that I put out. And some of y'all got my email. Y'all can send it to my email and we'll find out what's going on. But for real, I'm going to do my own research. But for real, man, salute to them people, man, in Alabama, man. That was a real good moment. That was a beautiful thing. And I ain't worried about nobody coming on here. Oh, you're okay with violence? Yup. Hell yeah. If somebody being violent towards somebody from my community who was just doing his job, you goddamn right. Hell yeah. Forget all that talking stuff. Was they trying to talk? I mean, was they trying to talk? Why we always got to turn the other cheek? Was they trying to talk? Was they trying to be settled? Why we always have to walk away? Hey, at least unlike Jamal Charlo, at least we didn't let no white boy put no hands on another brother and do nothing and not do nothing. Yeah, I said it. We know Jamel wouldn't have did nothing. He would have just sat up there and not did nothing. So yeah, that's the difference between us and the Charlo brothers. We didn't sit up there and allow no white dude to put their hands on another brother and not suffer consequences and repercussions. You know, because you know the Charlos, they only want to have smoke for black people. Forget all that. Yeah, for real. I'm done talking. I ain't doing no more talking. What is talking got us? What has talking done for us? Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. Sometimes you have to fight bullets with bullets. Sometimes you have to fight fists with fists. They wasn't trying to talk. They got exactly what was coming to them. They got exactly what was coming to them. So yeah, I said it. I know. Yeah, Jamel and Jamal, they wouldn't have did nothing. They just would have sat up there. Oh, hey Chase. I've been saying that for the longest. I'm gonna say it again. Integration was the worst thing that ever happened to us. I was a true believer in separate but equal, but you know, we tried to get our own stuff. We tried to build our own villages and stuff. We tried to build our own wall streets and stuff. And they either flooded it, they either like blew it up. They did some type of, they found some kind of way to sabotage it. But then they tell us to stop begging them for stuff. And then when we did try to get our stuff on our own without begging in for stuff, they couldn't stand it, and they found a way to go in there and infiltrate it and destroy it. So we can keep being dependent of them and begging them for stuff because they get off on that type of stuff. They have an overseer mentality, and that's their damn problem. And that's what happened in Alabama. They was like, who is this black dude to tell us to move? Well, that's cool. You didn't move. You didn't move your boat, but your chin got moved with a left hook. So there you have it. Exactly. Yeah, that was for the culture. Sure was. So like I said, for the people that was sitting up beating your chest, for you, you know what I'm saying, for you saltines that was beating your chest, you know what I'm saying, pumping yourself up, going, yeah. Talking about tried in a small town. Well, you tried it in a small town and you got a big ass whooping. Anyway, this your boy Town. I'm out.